just a couple of points. The fella asked a couple of questions and it was going to take too long to reply. So anyway, what I did on my other car, I just ran it out where the clutch master cylinder normally would be. I just cut a hole in that plate, the plate just there next to the brake booster, and put a gland in, and that's where I run it out. So it just ran it out, and then it went around and then into the carby, which it sits about here. And there was only just enough cable, so the original ones must have a hole very, very close to where that is. So the stereo fascia, I don't have my other car here, but what I did is I put in that one, then that one, and then I put that one in last, and I overlooped, and it had a little bit of a gap where the stereo fascia sort of fitted underneath this, and this held it on a little bit better. You've also got the, depending on what you've got, I'm not sure what you've got, but if you've got a balance, you've got the normal, if you've got an old school radio, not the aftermarket jobby like that, they do have screws on them as well. You got to check the back of them to make sure the screws are actually still in good condition, as in the fascia backs, so that you've got something to screw against to hold it on there. So they don't sit perfect. I couldn't get mine to sit perfect, but I sort of worked it out. Once you've got the two knobs on the old radio on, the balance one, which is on the Fairmont ideas, they just sort of sit in the breeze. They just sit on the fascia plate, and the aerials goes in there as well. But yeah, so yeah, that's just not that uncommon. So they've got to just sort of line up there. Aftermarket ones, there are no mounts, so they've just got to be held on by the one above and the one below. And I had to put a couple of screws in there to hold it on there, because it wouldn't stay in there properly. Hazard switch. That's what they look like on the back. There's the screw on the front. And with a great deal of effort, that does come out. It ain't easy, great deal of effort. Even the plug that goes on the back here, it is very, very, very hard to get off. There's the clips on each side. It's really hard to get off. Very, very difficult, don't get me wrong, but they do come apart. So as you can see, it's just a clip, but it ain't easy. To get the, I don't know whether you asked or not, but to get the hazard off, so you put the little tiny flathead screwdriver into there, underneath that little white dot, pull it outwards, and that will just pop off that thing like so. So yeah, easy, pretty easy. As for the other question, I think what you were talking about, the aircon thing, I don't know whether that's what you mean, that it was loose or something, but they've got a little groove in them, and those little grooves match with that. There's a little groove there. So if that little groove is missing like that one is, it won't work very well. I'm not sure whether that what you meant, I don't know. There's the standard makeup. So they've got a washer and then the bolt, and then you put your bits in over that, and then you use another bolt, another nut, same as that, to screw it on. So if yours is all loose, you might find that they might be broken. So you need the screw to screw into there, but it might be broken, it won't fit, it won't hold down properly. It's not uncommon that they're a little bit loose. Don't worry about it. So yeah, so your hazard switch, you can sort of see that's the back of it again. I should have explained that before. Yeah, it's just tight, that's all. It's just tight. So they go in there, but they're tight. As I said, everything to do with the hazard switch is very, very, very tight. But most people, they just leave them together. Normally you sell these things, when you buy them, they're normally all sold together like that. That's how you get them. And then you've got your little thread, your screw that screws onto there. and that holds it all in there. So you need long nose pliers and stuff to, or deep socket to get it out. It is tight. Yeah, I can't remember what exactly the other questions were, but you said you had spacers. So that's the standard. That's your air-conditioned version, and there's your non-air-conditioned version. And there's your hazard, and these can be fog lights, or it'll be your choke on either side, depending on what setup you got. According to the book, the screw number C screw and washer assembly M8 by 14. So there you go, M8 by 14 mil. Bugger me, look at that, straight in the book. I actually found that really easy.